afternoon, my dear students. Welcome to the online video class session of sociology, fourth semester. So, in the fourth semester, we have been discussing about the research methodology. So, in the research methodology, we have discussed about the definitions of research methodology, the importance of research methodology, the scope of research methodology, and its characteristics of the research methodology in the first unit. And we have also discussed about the research design in the second unit. So, in the process of research design, we have discussed about the qualitative research and quantitative research, and stratified research and analytical research. So, like that, we have discussed the research design in the second unit. So, now let us today we need to discuss about the sampling method. So, sampling method is one of the most important tool of the research. So, it is particularly in the social sciences, it is inevitable from the social science research. So, without sample, we cannot do any research, we cannot carry forward, or we cannot conduct any kind of research. So, that much of importance is given to the sample. So, here sample, what is sample? So let us discuss about in detail about the sampling method of the social science research. Okay. So, my dear students, first of all, before going to discuss about the sample design, so first of all, what is sample? It is very essential to know about what is sample. So, here sampling design is nothing but it is a mathematical function. It is a mathematical function which gives a probability of any given sample being drawn by the researcher. So, here what happening, with the help of the sampling, the researcher is getting a kind of proportion of the respondents. So, sampling is nothing but it is definitely we can say it is a groundwork of any research, or it is based on the groundwork, or it is based on the field work. So, based on the field work, it is one of the most important activity or the weapon of the research. So, it is the most important or the very crucial part of the research, or in research in a statistical point of view. So, without sample we cannot carry forward the research, or if we carry forward the research without design, it should not be it should not be it should not have a proper design. That is why sampling is the most important tool to continue or to conduct the social science research particularly. So, that is why the word sample is used to describe a proportion of population chosen from the large population. What it will do, the word sample tries to explain or tries to describe a portion of population from the large population. For example, if we want to conduct a survey on the COVID impact on the students' life. Okay. If we want to conduct a survey on the COVID impact on the students. Okay. So, if we conduct this study, the COVID impact on the students, here we should not interview all the students. So, here based on the sampling, the respondents are divided into units. For example, if we take India, all over the India, the students are there. If we want to conduct a study on the COVID impact on the students, so which students? Indian students, or which branch? The technical students or non-technical students, or Telangana students or Andhra Pradesh students. If it is Telangana students, so which district, Karimnagar or Adilabad. So, like this, based on the sample, the respondents is divided into the units. So, as based on the above mentioned example of the COVID impact of the on the students. So, if we want to conduct a study on the COVID impact on the students, first of all we have to select the area where we have to conduct a study, either all over the India or in a particular state or in a particular district or in a particular mandal. So, like this the units are divided into separation or divided into segregation. So, in that units the sample is helps to divide the respondents into units. So, if we want to conduct a survey on the COVID impact on the students in Telangana, so we cannot interview all the students of Telangana, okay, and the unit has to be again should be clarity. So, for example, if we take Telangana from KG to PG, lakhs of students are there. So, whom among the COVID impact is more, and to particularly about whom we are studying. So, that is also important. So, here the unit divides, the sample is divides the units. So, we are conducting a study on the COVID impact on the Telangana students in the degree colleges, okay. It means higher education. So, then it has somewhat clarity, but even though if you take all over the Telangana, there are the various universities like Usman University, Kakatiya University, Shatavahan University, Palamur University, Mahatma Gandhi University, and Jawaharlal Nehru Technical University. Like this, there are various JNTU. So, like this, the various universities are there, but which students we want to study? So, that should be very clear. So, this kind of segregation or the units is get by the students through the help of the sample. Then it is helps to the student or to the researchers to conduct a systematic study on the particular topic. So, from sampling, here the purpose of the sampling is the population has to be divided into small units. For example, if we taken the example of the COVID impact on the students. So, here we have divided the students, which students, either KG students or PG students, graduate students or higher education higher secondary students. So, here we are studying we are planned to study on the degree students. So, like this, here the respondents or the population has to be divided into the small units. So, the small units helps to the researcher to carry forward his research in a effective manner without any confusion. So, this is the basic introduction about the sampling, and if we go in details about the sampling design is divided into two types, such as non-probability sampling and probability sampling. So, here what non-probability sampling? Non-probability sampling is nothing but here non-probability sampling or first of all let us discuss about the probability sampling. So, here probability sampling method which is helps to or which is inculcate all the members of the population as equal chance to become the part of that particular survey or particular study. So, here the probability sampling is tries to help to include all the people. So, here each and every individual, each and every individual of that particular study area has chances to become the member of or to become the respondent of that particular study. For example, if we want to study the student impact on the COVID impact on the students. So, here what happening, each and every graduate student is possible to become the respondent of that particular study. But there are again there are various methods within the probability sampling. So, here by the use of this probability techniques, based on this probability techniques, each and every individual has chance to become the respondent. And here the simple random sampling is one of the subdivision of the probability sampling. Here the simple random sampling that can procedure that procedure is designed which is guarantees to the individuals or each and every individual of the particular population or particular group. So, it is creates equal opportunity or equal possibility to become the respondent without any bias. And this probability sampling is again divided into 4 types, like simple random sampling, stratified random sampling, cluster random sampling, and systematic random sampling. So, again the probability sampling is divided into how many methods? 4 methods, such as simple random sampling, stratified random sampling, cluster sampling, and systematic sampling. So, let us discuss in detail about the simple random sampling. Okay. So, here what happening in the simple random sampling, each and every unit in the population has equal chance to become the member of or to the selected member of the sample. Each and every individual, but there is a criteria. Based on that criteria, each and everyone has chance. Here you have to clearly you have to listen carefully. Each and every individual has chance to become the member of the sample, and the situations where random sampling can be donor, and the sampling frame is available, a kind of sampling frame is available. So, based on that sampling frame, the researcher may select the sample, and when a population is small, it is very easy to identify, or it is very easy to become the member of that particular survey or member of that particular study. And the various parameters to be estimated homogeneously distributed in the population. So, here the units should be readily available. Example, if we want to study on the students, so students is the units, and if we take patients, if we want to study about the patients are the units. So, if we want to study on the patients, so which patient? Heart patients or another various different patients or ulcer patients. So, like that the study or the sample is divides the units in a detailed manner. So, the division of units is clears the way to the researcher to conduct a systematic study. And there is a procedure to the simple random sampling. So, if we discuss about the procedure, the preparation sampling frame based on the the frame, we can select, or the researcher can select the sample size. For example, the respondents are 100, we need only 10 respondents. So, how can we select? We have to follow such framework. For example, there are total number of the households are 100, and the respondents we need is the 10 members. So, based on the respondent size, we have to select a framework. So, out of 100, we have to select only 10 members, for example. Then what we will do? We will select each and every 10th number. For example, 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. So, what happening? So, on equal base, without any bias, without any partiality, on equal base, every 10th member become the respondent. So, this is a framework of the simple random sampling, and deciding the size of the sample to be chosen. So, here the size, if we want to take 10 members from the 100, we can select each and every 1, 10, 20, 30, 40. If we want to select more than 10, we have to follow another framework. If we want to conduct more than 10 members as our respondents, we have to follow another method. For example, if we want to study out of 100, 15 members is our respondents. So, then we have to calculate, we have to divide the 10 members by the 15, then we can get a clear cut the alternative number. So, like this there are some formulas. So, based on that formulas, the researcher maybe get a kind of the framework, and here the random samples can be drawn by the lottery, or random sample can be drawn by the tables. For example, ninth table, if we want to select 9 members from the 100 people, we can select the sample size based on the tables. 9 1 9, 9 2 18, 9 3 27. So, like that. And sometimes the random sampling size also used based on the calculators or based on the computers. So, like this there are the various frameworks to the selection of the simple random sampling. Okay. And there are various kinds of merits or merits about the simple random sampling. So, here if we talk about the simple random sampling, here a personal bias is eliminated. A researcher cannot show any kind of a bias towards the respondents. He is selecting each and every 10th member from the list of 100. He is not following any bias method, and it is general representative sample of homogeneous populations. So, it is possible only where there is a homogeneity among the respondents. So, here the selection of the 10 members from the 100, all the 100 should be homogeneous, then only it is possible. And the accuracy of a sample can be tested by the examining another sample, and this method, this simple random sampling method is also used another method of sampling. For example, if we want to conduct 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, if there is no 10th member is available, then we have to elect the side number, means the 11th number or the 9th member. So, that is the method which is applied in the social science research. And if we discuss about the limitations of the simple random sampling, here the simple random sampling is preparing lots of using of random numbers, tables. It is tedious where the population is large. If the population is high, it is very difficult to identify the method, the framework of the sample size. If it is 100, it's okay. If it is 10,000, it's okay. If we want to conduct survey on all over India among the 130 to 140 crores, so it is very difficult to conduct such large studies, and it is generally seen that the units of the sample, it is sometimes the geographical problems may be occurs, because the socio-economic conditions are different from one place to another place. So, sometimes these kind of problems occurs in the simple random sampling, particularly in the large scale of or the large number of population or the huge studies. So, this is about the simple random sampling. So, here I am concluding, my dear students. So, here today we learn about the sampling method. So, the sampling method is nothing but it is a statistical tool which is very helpful to conduct the research, and the sample is divided into two parts, such as probability sampling and non-probability sampling. And we have studied about the probability sampling. That probability sampling is given equal chance to become the member of the survey without any bias. So, here again the probability sampling is divided into 4 subunits, like simple random sampling, stratified random sampling, and cluster statistical stratified random sampling, cluster random sampling, and systematic random sampling. So, just we discussed about the simple random sampling. So, in next class we will discuss about another samplings like stratified random sampling, the cluster random sampling, and systematic random sampling. So, my dear students, take care, bye.